Very rarely do we see someone who has completely changed the cultural and educational landscape of a city. But for one person that actually rings true is Kalpana ma'am. And we are so lucky that she's agreed to grace ThinkPod with her presence. Thank you so much, ma'am, for agreeing to come to ThinkPod.
We are honored.
We are honored. Like, I have the biggest fangirl crush on you since the longest time. And I can't tell you how special this is that we have you here with us today.
Thank you so much for inviting me, actually. I was sharing with Vikram today that I'm very conscious and I'm very nervous. I haven't done something like this ever.
But then again, you agreed to do it in one go, and it's so amazing.
New experience.
Yes.
Obviously, I would.
I was telling Palash for the first time I am nervous because we feel like someone very big is coming to the show and validated.
We are validated by your presence, ma'am. Thank you.
I'm just like,
Ma'am, so starting off, I would want to ask you, we know you as the educator, the amazing educator that you are, but I've also heard some amazing instances from your life in the past, or your amazing instances from your life that have helped you shape who you are. Would you be kind enough to tell us one such thing that you think you carry with yourself today?
yes. I was, I think, all of 8 or 9 years old, in grade 4. And for 1 full year, I walked with Vinobaji. My father had taken the responsibility of his travel through Kashmir, entry till the exit.
We're talking about Vinoba Bhave ji?
Vinoba Bhave.
Okay.
So my grandmother was also going, she took care of their kitchen and everything. So there was nobody at home to take care of. It's not that we had a home. We were staying in a commune.
Okay.
It was kind of a commune where there were different people, and we all had one room, and there was a common kitchen. So that's how I grew up, and everyone in that complex or that within those 4 walls was a family member. It depends. Some of us used to stay there 24 hours. Some people used to come in the morning and go back in the evening.
Okay.
But everyone was like a family. So I had to, walk with him because there was no one at home to take care of me especially. I went to school in early 50s, right? My nursery class started in 53.
Okay.
You can very well imagine that at that time when we had in our school, we had all Irish nuns.
Okay.
But I think they were so understanding. My father went then. Now my father could speak English. They didn't speak Hindi. But somehow or the other he communicated that I have to go. So, I went. The only condition was that I had to come back and write my exams.
Of course.
So that at that point of the time, there were 3 exams through the year. So anyways, we had, being with Vinobaji, so many different people used to come, renowned people whom I didn't. But anyways, there was no child. So I used to go and trouble practically everyone. I had so many questions. And there was one particular person called Narayan Mama. Narayan Mama was, now I can of course say was, he has had one of the biggest influence on my life.
Okay.
Because Narayan Mama was Mahadev Desai, Bapu's secretary, his only son.
Okay.
And he was also into Bhutan and all, and he had started something in Orissa because he had married a lady from Orissa, and he started something in Orissa. So he would come and go. So he was sitting there, and we were like, our routine used to be early morning, 6 o'clock, we would start walking.
Okay.
So for 2 hours we would walk, and then there was a place where, we used to rest for the day. So since it was Kashmir and very beautiful, and so there was and where we would bathe, there were no bathrooms, nothing. Whatever rivers or rivulets, whatever was there, people would bathe there, and it's okay. Like, that's how we lived. So I had taken bath. I was sitting on a big rock, and I was just, posing. Like, I always wanted to impress Narayana. I don't know why, because I liked him, because he would tell me very nice stories and things, Stories from his childhood, stories from his childhood with Gandhiji there at Sabarmati. So it fascinated me, of course, and he was the only one who would speak to me in English. He and Jaidev Bhai. Jaidev Bhai was Bapu's, Vinobaji's secretary. So then Mama asked me, what are you doing? I said, see, I'm, looking at the nature. And since we came from convent education, we were taught that everything is created by God. Right? So I told him, I said, see, God has created such beauty all around us. We will go. And I don't know how I used these words, came to my mind, and I said, we will go, but these, these mountains will be there forever. So he started laughing. I was a little annoyed that why is he laughing? I said such a profound, I had such a thought, he's laughing. So I said, why are you laughing? So he said, who told you that God has made all this? I said, of course, it's God's creation. So then he said, you know what? He was washing his clothes, standing in that pool of water to wash them. He washed, he was applying soap on his dhoti. And after a while, he said, now watch. What he did, he took that dhoti and he just, threw it on the water. And then he pushed it from both the sides. And he asked me, did you see something? What happened? I said, this folded. These mountains are fold mountains. They are not created by God. These are created by nature.
Nice.
It's a natural process. And I said, can't be. It cannot happen. He said, I've shown you how this happened. And see, like here there is water underneath the surface. This is the top layer of earth where we are. Underneath, there is liquid. But the difference is, this is water which is cold. There the liquid is very hot. It's lava. That I knew lava because we had read about volcanoes. I said, but that comes out of the volcanoes. So he said, no, but that is there. That's why when it pushes like that, it comes out. That forcefully it comes out. That's why we get, tremors and all that. And Kashmir was very earthquake prone.
Tectonic,
It used to
yes.
have a lot of earthquakes. So he, that was the first realization, of course, that whatever we were taught, that means it is not true. So we have to find and then
What
how
the truth is.
things are done, how things are made. And after that, I think I started applying my mind.
You started questioning
I
things
started questioning myself. I never questioned a nun because that was not allowed also in our times, but still we had a very nice Sister Barbara used to teach us English. She was very kind. And then I realized that education, most of the time for children, it is self-education.
Yeah. So that is what you have been trying to pass on to the children that in the schools that you've established.
Yes. I used to do that in the class also when I was a teacher. My classrooms used to be very different, and often I would hear the rest of the staff would. In those days, we never had separate staff rooms and things like that. There was a huge hall, and there were, in the center, there were tables and there were chairs all around. And every time I had to listen to this thing. What does she think she's going to change in 1 year? children are going to be with her only for this year. Next year, of course, they'll be in some other class.
Of course.
But I think that 1 year, my only this thing was concern. It was a very big concern because I also realized, after teaching, I realized that, English is not our mother tongue.
Yeah.
So you cannot have proficiency in English by, asking the children to mug it up. So, if in case you want your children to be proficient, give them the tools. So, in my class, there used to be word walls all around, whatever subject.
At that time.
I didn't know. I didn't know the jargon.
It was a word wall you didn't know.
No, now I know. But at that time, I didn't know what it is.
It was a tool that you were
It
using.
was the tool that I used, and I would give them the basic structure of the language. Imagine, I go to a school in 6th standard. I'm supposed to be, though English is not my subject, I'm a science teacher, basically trained for science, because I did my botany honors. So, but everywhere I got English, social science, and science for the middle school. Everywhere, wherever I taught.
Okay.
I've even taught social science to grade 10.
Oh.
Okay.
I used to ask children, use these words wherever you think they are suitable. Choice is yours.
Okay.
And make your own, construct your own sentences. I would sit for hours to correct. Corrections I would do. And if you remember, I never allowed anyone to use red pen.
Yeah.
So I myself never used red pen. Because I used to have this, I won't say that I used to abhor it. But I hated having that red mark anywhere. It used to, a sudden panic button used to
Yeah.
be on. So I realized that no, I'm not, if I'm a teacher, I'm not going to use the red pen. So I started using green pen. And one fine day, one of the principals in one school, he called me. He said, your notebooks are very dirty. I said, dirty means? There's so much of, corrections and cutting and all that. I said, yeah, because I don't write answers on the board. Children write. And my
That's
job
how they
is to
learn,
write
yeah.
sentences. So then he asked me, he said, how can you use green pen? I said, sir, because I like it. So you don't use red pen? I said, no. Do you know one thing? Only principals are allowed to use green pen. I didn't know. So I started teaching the children who couldn't write, they could make something. I asked the management to give me sand trays. And this management in Gujarat, where I became a teacher, I mean, earlier on, I did not take teaching immediately after my marriage, full-time teaching. I never did, because living in a commune, I didn't know how to make a cup of tea. And I was married in a joint family. So that was my first concern. Though I got a job when I was asked to go and meet Raghubhai, the then principal of Sardar Patel School. Then go and meet him and your job is, confirmed.
Finally, yeah.
So I went to my uncle and I said, see, Raghubhai is your friend. Just organize one meeting with him. I'll go and meet him. So Raghubhai, I knew him otherwise. At uncle's place, he would come quite often. So he asked me, he said, why you don't want to work? I said, the thing is, my priorities have changed.
Yeah.
I don't know even how to make a cup of tea, and I'm married in a joint family where I don't know anything at all. And that is my priority. I need to learn because I had never lived with a family like that. Of course, I mean, holidays I would come to Bombay. My grandmother saw to it that I went to meet each and every relative, not meet only. I had to stay in their houses, irrespective of their social status or whatever. I have lived in a Bombay chawl. at Kalpa Devi, and I've also lived in the Malabar Hill country. Wherever the relatives were, everywhere I had to go and spend at least one day.
Okay.
So, but everywhere you were the guest.
Yeah.
All said and done. You were not allowed to do anything.
Right.
And unfortunately for me, my mother has 10 cousin brothers, and there were only 2 sisters among 3 sisters. The third one came much later. She is hardly 4 years elder to me. So between the 2, one is not married. My mother was only married person. I was the only niece of 10 mamas.
Oh,
And understand how pampered I was.
Yeah.
totally.
I threw my weight around. I did all that work. So that's why, I thought that was my first priority. So I did not take up teaching full time. But yes, once I took up, then my classrooms were different.
Ma'am, so you have had the biggest experience with children and families. What is that one moment that stood out to you that you felt like, yes, being an educator has been a good decision?
I'll give you 2 things.
Yeah.
You all know in 22 I went back to Gujarat to revive a school. So the children who were there in my class in 6th and 7th and all, majority of them, because it was a residential school, and most of them belong to those Patel families who are abroad. We had students from Africa, from Guam, from Panama, and US of course, England. And till the time I used to be there, whenever they would come home to their villages, they would come and meet us.
Of course.
All of us. They would meet, 3 teachers were there. They would come meet, and then they would go to their villages. But this time, they came to know that I've come back. So they came to me and they gave me a surprise. And of course, I didn't recognize one of them. And he said, no, but you said you have the space shuttle that I made. I said, then you are Jignesh Patel. So he says, yes. But I said, you've lost your hair. How do I recognize you? So, this child didn't know English. Parents had shifted to US. And he came from a small little village. He's very good with his hands. And those days, there was first American space shuttle had gone into
Apollo.
space. So then what happened that we were, I told them, I took the newspaper cuttings and everything, and they did something. And this child who was very good with hands, because that was the time when I had asked the vice principal, who was our academic head, I asked her, I said, see, I'm supposed to teach them English. So how am I going to teach them? They don't know English. So my job is not there to write question answers. I'm not going to write question answers. And if they write question answers, do you think they know the language? So can I teach them for this session, that is 3 months, without books, textbooks? So she looked at me, she said, what will you do? I said, I don't know. So anyways, we were doing odd things. So, I would take some newspaper cuttings, this, that, and I would show it to them. And I would ask them, Acha, iske upar, can you write a poem? Can you write a dialogue between the 2 people?
Yeah.
They wrote, they started with dialogues between 2 kind of rocks.
Okay.
That was the first we did. And those sand trays became good tool for these children who were very good with their hands. They tried to, they had started writing, but then I had to engage them also. So that's why those sand trays were there. So there was, I think, 1 day holiday in between. And the next day when I went to school, and there I see Jignesh running from the hostel. See, teacher, what I made. I said, what is it? I made the shuttle. And since his parents were there, he had very nice colors. those days you wouldn't get silver color
Yeah,
and all these colors. He had those colors. So he had used those colors on his, and he had made it with mitti. Clay was common
Okay.
mitti.
Garden ki mitti se.
Garden ki mitti se. And he had colored it so beautiful, you know. So I had saved it and I had it. In between, I met him once years later at a tea stall. We were going to Delhi and at Bharuch we stopped for a cup of tea and this gentleman comes to me. Kalpana teacher, no? I said, how do you know me? I was in your class. So, you know, so I told him, I said, okay, Jignesh, I have that space shuttle. I still have it. So then what happened? You know, I had kept it. So he gave me a clue. He said, I'll tell you who I am. You kept this space shuttle. So I said, yeah, then it is Jignesh Patel. So they took me around. They said, today you have to go with us on a date. So they took, I said, where are we going? The best Bada Pav in Daman. So anyway, I went with them. There were 3 of them. As we were coming back, they told me one thing which I never thought, I never took it seriously. They said, you know, before you came, you know, we were such good muggers. We used to mug up even apostrophe.
Oh.
God.
We knew exactly comma, full stop, apostrophe, everything. But you taught us how to study. पढ़ना हमें आपने सिखाया. I thought, चलो किसी ने बोला तो कुछ तो याद उनको रहा. So I think that was one thing. And secondly, when I work with neurodivergent children,
Yeah.
I mean, the way they care, the way they, you know, share their things with you. They individually come and share.
Yeah.
So, I think these two, that incident one and my experience till date with all the neurodivergent children, that makes me very happy, and I'm thankful that I've joined this profession where I can, you know, touch their lives. And till today they are in touch
Yeah.
with me. That is something, it's a lifelong thing. ये नहीं कि school छोड़ा and
So very
nice.
And this is from my first school till today. And from those class students.
Yeah.
We know anything happens in my life, they know.
Yeah.
You know when Bandhan expired,
Yeah.
you know, all of a sudden, the kind of messages, I was not on Facebook actually speaking. My son made a small little Facebook this thing, and there the kind of messages I received from students across the world, I was so touched.
Yeah.
And the funniest part is, from that batch, whomsoever I meet, so many of them I've met at different times. And they all say, you know, we still have that file. The file they made during those 3 months. They have that.
Ma'am, not just as a teacher, I think as a principal also, you have touched so many lives. So you leave that kind of impact on people, not just in your class, but you have left an impact when you were a principal, or you develop a connection with people, I feel.
Because somewhere down the line, this is the way I've been brought up.
Yeah.
I mean, you imagine, there were people, very big people coming to, in those days nobody used to stay in hotels and and Gandhi Ashram was the only place. My grandmother was there, so if somebody from, you know, Bombay Congress people, because she worked in Congress very
actively.
She was one of the founder members of Congress Mahila Seva Dal.
Okay.
So, and she worked for very many years. Till her death, she used to get pension from Congress. Congress also had given her a flat in Congress House,
Okay.
Grant Road.
Huh.
She had a flat there.
Oh.
The house was hers. So she used to work a lot with big people.
Yeah.
And those people used to come, stay like that. I didn't know. Much later I came to know. After my marriage, I came to know, अच्छा ये इतने बड़े लोग. Like Vinobaji exists. He was a very dear old man for me,
Yeah.
to whom you could speak out. Okay? Even you could play a prank with him.
So you've played pranks on Vinoba Bhave ji.
No, I have. I was a very naughty kid. Very, very naughty. And another thing that I was a big show off. Because there was no other kid anywhere around in my vicinity. There was nobody. There were
You
people,
felt like the
all
center of
adults.
attention.
So everyone would feed my ego also. So obviously I had become. I was a brat.
Now, what is the one thing that you see in the world right now that makes you happy, that makes you proud, that makes you hopeful that we are in the right direction, or society today, like on 2026?
In the right direction, I see a hope for, in youngsters. What I see is that today's children, I think they are far more independent.
Yeah.
And COVID has affected us in two ways.
Yeah.
If I become a typical teacher, then I think, bache na likhna bhul gaye. They don't write at all. This is what happens, But on the other hand, how much technical things they know.
Oh my God, so much more than us.
Many things. It is only that we need to change with them. I really thank my college principal, my teachers, and all our elderly people around who, channelized our energies in the right manner. Otherwise, we would have gone astray. हम भी तो थे ना उस वक्त हमें भी कुछ करना था. But then we were channelized in the right direction. We did something which was constructive for college, for every, for the society.
So, ma'am, you have set up schools from scratch, और रायपुर की आज one of the biggest schools है उसको. You were the founding principal of that school, and I think आपने जो groundwork lay किया है उसके कारण ही is what makes that school so different. I would like to ask you today, what is one thing that the school should do less of?
Less of?
Less
Any
of.
school.
Any school.
But, the disciplinarian actions.
Yeah.
You should involve children. If you remember, we used to have meetings with children.
Yes.
Then what would you like to have?
Yeah.
And children, I have full faith in children. Children, if you trust them, they are very honest.
Yeah.
They are more honest than we are.
Absolutely.
But they need that trust.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I have immense faith in them. No matter how, naughty they are, no matter whatever they do. Because it is their age, they see so many things around, they experience things.
So you're saying you should let them be?
Let them be, talk to them.
Okay.
You must have a conversation with children all the time.
Okay.
Today's, why we couldn't open our mouths in front of our teachers. It's only when I went to Banastali, I realized that sabhi school hota hai. We were supposed to wear uniform only one day. And this open door policy, I think a lot of credit goes to Mr. Tiwari ji. Tiwari ji used to be our principal. His doors were open on both the sides. And he would be sitting there. We could go to walk in his office with any stupid demand also, I think. Banastali, is in Rajasthan. The first cloud we used to see, and we would run to his office. Sir, aaj picnic ho jaye. Chalo, jao. Go to the hostel. Gigi को बोलो अगर वो तुम्हारे साथ भेजती है तो बताओ. फिर एक जना कोई बता के जाओ. मैं म्यूजिक वाले सर को कहता हूँ. And we would just like that. Our school would be closed. We would go for picnic. And I remember once we were not supposed to wear, jewelry. So one day some girl from Delhi had gone for something. She had come back from her home and she was wearing a piece of jewelry, and Tiwari told her that, "Beta, you're not supposed to." He said, "But you're also wearing a ring." He took it off in front of everybody and he said, "Aaj ke baad nahi." So, when you have seen those kind of teachers, I had teachers like that. And I also saw while my mother was running that home, she was also teaching, though she was a very strict teacher. Because strict in the sense that she didn't want us to lose our attention here and there. But then if somebody didn't know, somebody was not capable, then she would tell them, "Okay, abhi man nahi kar raha, raat ko khane ke baad aata." So, I saw that flexibility.
Yeah.
Ma'am, why no red pens for teachers? Why no red pens for teachers? You were just telling us.
As a child, whenever we had a very strict maths teacher in our school, Master Sohanlal, the only male teacher. And when I went to school, we never had higher math. Higher math used to be for boys.
Boys only. Okay.
Girls were taught sewing, and sewing also not on the machine. Hand. Beading, sewing, embroidery, knitting, domestic science. And domestic science, I used to find it so stupid to, lay that tea tray.
Oh, okay.
And not even a drop you could
Should
pour
spill. Oh my God.
it was immediately our mouths would be cut.
Okay.
Then how to fold the napkins, how to lay the table, how to make these pillows fluffy, cushions fluffy. We were taught all that. The best thing I remember about that, these were the minus points. The plus point was that we also had in health and hygiene, we were told, about every symptoms of every disease.
Okay.
So till today, you must have noticed some children had fever. I would say, "Muh kholo, zuban bahar nikalo." So I would know कि typhoid है या क्या. Acha, then all these are here. Then how to bandage if somebody breaks an arm or something, some bone is broken. Then how do you make a sling with common these
Leaves.
sticks outside?
Okay.
Whatever you get, you can make a sling and nicely put it. I know all the knots that are being used in all those bandages. All this we were taught, and then how to change the bed of a patient. That was very helpful, very, very helpful, because all four elders of my family, my in-laws and my parents, were staying with me. And that was something that I taught others also. So that everything has pros and cons.
Of course.
So that was it.
So from the senior maths teacher, not the red pen.
Oh yeah, what he would do, for him, answer was not important.
The process.
Your rough work had to be absolutely, orderly.
Okay.
So he would see the rough work, and if he didn't like it, he wouldn't wait for the cane and all. In our times, cane was available. It was right there next to this was the
Blackboard.
blackboard. Underneath there was a place where cane.
Oh.
Canes were that common. So, but he didn't have even that much patience. He would just lift up somebody's back and start
Hitting. Oh my.
with the back. And those days we had those Second World War bags, that thick
Canvas, yes.
with those
Hooks and belts.
these brass hooks and
Oh.
Buckles that actually went in.
everywhere. So I used to dread that. That is why all my attention would be that no, I have to.
Each step of every sum has
Make
to be
it.
perfect.
I can't afford that meeting. I'll never. That was really. And his red pen meant a lot. Then padegi pa.
Oh.
Red pen, wherever there was red pen, even nuns would give you. One or two to comment, and it was only a knuckles. ऐसे नहीं, ऐसे. Put your hands out. We had to do like this, and they would give it here.
Oh my God.
ऐसे भी नहीं. So who would like that?
No
So
one.
immediately that red pen, looking at that red pen mark, something used to happen to me. And I, till date, I always, whenever I do something for children, I always put myself in that situation. Would I like it?
So red pen was the red flag.
It was a red pen.
Yeah,
yes.
the red pen is the red flag in students' life, even
So
because
it was there very deep down in my psyche.
yeah, I can relate to it because in your report card, I think I never. हमें ऐसे पता है मेरे report card में कोई red mark नहीं मतलब I've never flunked. So red pen had that effect, and I can relate to it.
Ma'am, what is your favorite book?
My favorite book is till date Discovery of India. Because so many things which I had no otherwise
Witnessed, yeah.
But you know, my father was he used to kind of worship Panditji. So in our family he was called Panditji. So he gave me the letters he wrote to his daughter. He gave me that Hindi में दी थी पिता के पुत्र पत्र लिखे ना. And then next book, whenever he used to go out, he would ask me, तुम्हारे लिए क्या लाए? So, कौन सी किताब पढ़ो? So then I told him, I said, you've given me one, I want the other one. So then he brought that. Until date, I don't think, if I know something of Indian culture, it's because of that.
It's amazing.
Because in my family, my parents were religious but not ritualistic at all.
Yeah.
I mean, they knew, my father used to read Ramayana every day. My mother would know, she knew all the, these
Shloks
Gita,
and
shloks and everything. बहुत day wise she would do this. शिव महिमन मंत्र, स्तोत्र, देवी का स्तोत्र, आज ये, आज वो. You do different gods. But there was no puja as such. So they were not at all ritualistic. In our family, there was only one photo, that was Gandhi Baba. Nobody else. Because there, this thing was.
Yeah.
And 5:30 in the morning, all three of them, my grandmother, mother, when mother came back, then my grandmother, mother and father, 5:30 exactly every day morning, they would start their day with Sarvadharma Prarthana. And evening also, there was a fixed time when they would sit and they would.
So nice. So, ma'am, when we're talking about books and stories, I know that you're a fabulous storyteller. आप बहुत अच्छी और बहुत अच्छे से कहानियाँ सुनाती हैं. And me being a suckler for audio-visual stories, I want to ask you that which is your favorite movie to relate?
Movie these days.
No, kabhi ki bhi, ma'am. I wouldn't say these days.
Movie. Mushkil hai. I really love watching movies.
Yeah.
And different times there are different movies.
Yeah. A few, something from the top of your mind.
Still I enjoy Chaplin's Modern Times.
Okay.
I still love it because he doesn't speak a word.
Yeah.
But
But
then
still got
there's
the
so
message
much.
through, yes.
And he gives you a clear idea about the time, how the machine age
Yeah, yeah.
impacted people. That. Then, of course, Dr. Zhivago. That is quite, that is there in my head all the time. Another one which I had seen was Guns of Neveron.
Guns of
I've
Neveron.
seen all the, the Second World War movies.
Yeah.
All of them. All of them.
Okay.
And I'm very fond of westerns also, with Clint Eastwood and all that. The Good, Bad, the Ugly.
Yeah. Okay.
So Page Your Wagon, Good, Bad, Ugly. All those movies. And Hindi mein, I like Sahab Bibi Aur Gulam.
हाँ. Sahabi
I really
is
like
a
it.
classic.
I also like being a child. I had seen Jagriti. I like that a lot. And there was one movie called Naunihal.
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 Okay.
That also I saw in my childhood. I loved it.
So I
So
think,
thank you, ma'am. Thank you for coming to ThinkPod. It's been amazing.
and I think it has been the longest episode that we've shot so far, and I
And we
still
do
think
not
there
want
is
to
so
stop,
much.
yeah.
There's so much more that we want to talk to you about because it's just comfortable talking to you.
It is.
So comfortable talking to you. It's just it comes with
It's
an
for
ease.
me. This is the reason I don't, interrupt children.
Yeah.
Because I know that I also waver.
Yeah.
So how can I expect that kind of concentration there all the time? And I've seen जितने बच्चों की जितनी वो घूमती है ना वो उतनी ही creative है.
हाँ. The imagination runs free.
I still remember Varun Surana.
Oh my God!
अब
Yes.
भी यही सुनने को मिलता है आपका चहेता and Varun got into all schools wherever he went without any preparation. He just went and wrote the exams.
Yeah, but you guided him towards his light field and calling. It was difficult for people to understand what his calling was, but you helped him in a way he could.
I did help him. He helped himself.
Ma'am, you guided him in the right. You nudged him in the right path.
नहीं, right path ठीक है because I understood he was a very honest boy.
Yeah.
As a young child, very very honest. मुझे ये बता दो. I've seen एक चीज मैं जरूर कहना चाहूँगी. अब
Yes,
क्या
yes, ma'am.
that if you leave, throw the ball in children's court, they never let themselves down and they never let you down. Give them the onus of responsibility of your life. This is how you can do some things. And all of them have done. All of them.
And the biggest parenting coaches these days say this, that you have to let the children decide for themselves and you have to teach them to decide for
To make
themselves.
those
You have to make them
decisions.
capable enough to decide, but you have to let them choose for themselves. So I think at the time that you decided to do it and you did it in schools, that you did it, it has shaped so many lives. And we can only just begin to mention it. Thank you so much for giving
See,
us this
Bhante,
time.
a teacher doesn't shape anybody's life. That is the life course, his destiny is written there. And the child only has to understand what is doable. Is. And you had asked me इसको जोड़ लेना कहीं अभी मैं
Of course, ma'am.
2 incidents बताती हूँ जिन्होंने मेरी सोच बदली.
हाँ.
In that first school, I saw I think within first week, 3rd or 4th day, as usual, I went on a round. And I saw there was this child of nursery. She was made to write, a maid was holding her hand and she was made to write. The child was following her and she was crying, without sobbing. No noise, but constant tears. And I was very upset. I asked the maid, I said, why is she crying? She told me in Gujarati, Lakhwano nahi game. So I said, then why is she writing? But then she said that the parents would complain. I said, no, you will not make her write. Let the parents come, I'll talk to them. Then second incidents happened that, there was, so that day I decided, I was just 1 week into that principalship and I decided there won't be any exams or any writing, especially in nursery. I had done B.Ed. I didn't know anything about the younger children. But I decided. In my school, no child will write in nursery next year to day. Even after a week, I'm going to stop it. I'll call parents, I'll speak to them. So I called the parents, I spoke to them, I made them understand, see, English is not your
Mother tongue.
Mother language.
give the child first. The child must learn your language properly. Then
Progression.
gradually and slowly he or she will shift. Then that child got married on this 21st, the second one. So we used to have these competitions in the school. No exams. We never had exams. After that, the first year I did away with the
Exams.
preschool.
Yeah.
Second year, I said, okay, first and second. Then third exams gone. Then when I was in my second school, till fifth, there was no exam. But their competitions were there. So this child entered, we had this first standard, we had first, second, we had this recitation competition. And the child came into, and their buses were leaving or something. So I told them, I said, see, I was one of the judges. So I told them that tomorrow I'll declare the results. So we used to have short recess, like here we have 5 minutes. This child from grade 1 comes into my office with the body language. She knew she is the first. Ma'am, and the body language was like this. You know, who stood first? I said, I don't know, Ria. As of now, I don't know. I have yet not calculated. I knew she would. That body language gave me a jolt. After that, there was always participation. Till a certain age, there was no competition. So these two, I call them my gurus.